What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is British Blizzards ain't got nothing on America.
Yeah, interesting.
Do you know why it's even more interesting?
Because we actually had snow for the first time.
Yeah, we're talking about
And it's
Jersey.
Baltic.
It is freezing, but
Yeah.
obviously we're Jersey Channel Islands. This is not New Jersey. Jersey Channel Islands, just off England. I don't think there's been snow here properly since 2013. Was it?
No, I think 2013.
So since I've been
There's a
here,
bit in 2018.
yeah, it was a
little
bit in 2018 when I was here, but I moved in 2015. So I've not seen snow like I see in like England for a long time. But last week we had a lot of snow.
We did. It was quite,
One day.
We say a lot of snow. Everyone could still drive on the roads and all that, but it was a lot for us.
Yeah, it weren't much at all. It was a few inches. But for Jersey it was a lot, and it was all gone the next day.
Yeah.
But we had that one snow day. So American blizzards definitely have a lot more on Jersey.
Britain may give its fair shot.
I would say some places in Britain, especially
Can
like
give a
towards
fair-
Scotland, can
yeah.
get a fair. But I imagine from what
Still
we've
nothing.
learned, with everything on the US is going to be
Yeah,
10 times more
it's like-
dangerous.
England has it worse than Jersey, so what's America going to
Yeah, it's going to be way worse. Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. Lots of prongs links in the description. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. What we got?
Well, it's that time of year again when America becomes a desolate hellscape. And as of 5 minutes ago, my weather alerts are saying that there's a blizzard heading straight for Chicago. Wait, no, 5 hours ago.
You know what?
But back when I lived in Britain, a blizzard was a bit like the census. You only had to worry about it once every 10 years.
In Chicago, I'm already on my 4th blizzard in 8, and that excludes
wow.
trips to Dairy Queen. I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover
So this
all
is
of the
proper
memos
bad
that Britain
blizzards.
and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to buzzards. Blizzards. And since you are likely snowed in yourself, why not begin your new binge? If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, do that
Same
now.
here, would appreciate it.
In the meantime, allow me to give you insight into North American blizzards while simulating one. It's the best I could do at such short notice. The truth is, while winters are generally getting less severe in the Windy City, I still consider blizzards a staple of Midwestern winters. It's perhaps fitting then that the very word blizzard skyrocketed in use following one particular Midwestern season, the hard winter of 1880 to 1881. And if you think I'm being hyperbolic, that's literally what the event identifies as on
That must be
Wikipedia.
bad.
Basically, the Great Plains, which the Census Bureau somehow defines as Midwestern, endured a winter storm that continued on and off for 6 months. I bet Laura Ingalls Wilder's parents were like, I hope you're taking notes. And she was. The storm was so bad that Wilder recalled it 60 years later in her book, The Long Winter. But whether it was long or hard, it was extremely cold, to the extent that none of the men felt comfortable making sex jokes out of this sentence. Sections of the Transcontinental Railroad were completely buried. Even
Wow,
Francis
that's
Bourgeois would have
incredible.
been mad about that. As Wilder herself wrote in The Long Winter,
Railroads, they're good to have, but the trouble is folks get to depend on them.
some more than others. Many set up their lives within reach of the railroad in order to receive critical shipments. During the hard winter, those very often never came.
I'm not surprised with that
No,
much snow.
no.
Clearly, in
Like, the amount of
2024,
work it must have taken. That picture where it was dug
Get
out,
rid of that.
just that bit, never mind the whole route of it. It kind of seems like an
Crazy.
impossible task.
Good hustle.
blizzards aren't the same problem
Especially
they
if it keeps
once were,
snowing.
especially since I have central heating and a Prius. But as somebody who grew up in the Seattle of Europe, Midwestern blizzards are still a shock to the system. Firstly, they bring a lot of snow in a very short space of time. Secondly, you receive weather alerts that are so poorly formatted it looks like the storm hit them. And after reading it for the 7th time, I managed to glean the following information. Number 1, there will be heavy snow. I think we got that memo. Number 2, travel could be very difficult to impossible. Which is all good and well to note while sipping coffee in the comfort of your new studio. Less so when your home is 100 miles away and you're sitting in the passenger seat of a Prius. But that is what happened to me and my wife in northern Indiana exactly a few years ago approximately. We had taken a once-in-a-lifetime vacation to the bountiful kingdom of Indianapolis. By then, nothing more than a snow-covered dystopia. After our stay came and went, we braved the snow, still relatively light at this point, and headed back to Chicago. All seemed to be going well until we pulled into a McDonald's, which is where my problems always seem to start. And as I bit into my filet-o-fish, something didn't feel right. And I'm not just talking about the bones.
It's like not right about having a fillet of fish.
Yeah, I can say go to McDonald's on a fillet.
No wonder it's bad every time you
of
go
fish.
fillet.
That's how I used to read it.
No
I'm
wonder
not
you're having a bad time every time you go. That's the wrong order.
Disappointed as well once. Just on the weather thing, if when we go to Northern States, if it was like we need to go in the summer,
Yeah, I don't think we'll survive.
it's amazing seeing it in the snow and stuff like that. I just prefer warmer climates.
I mean, New York was freezing.
Yeah, New York. Yeah, we went
And that was
in April.
February.
Oh, February. Yeah, February. Yeah. I'm on my lunch at work. You got to cut me some slack.
A poorly formatted alert entered my inbox bearing the words, "Travel could be very difficult to impossible." And at that very moment, almost as if I'd embellished the timing of it to move the story along, the snow went completely and utterly a little bit silly. The cars in front became invisible, which between that and the slippery roads probably accounted for several accidents.
Definitely.
Thankfully, we were not among them. As
Good.
traffic slowed down to a crawl, or in some cases a slide, we found ourselves having to make a decision. Press on to Chicago, knowing we wouldn't be home until June, or pull over and wait out the storm at Denny's. We did the latter, even if our server Debbie wasn't happy that I'd snuck in McNuggets. 1 hour and 1,246 calories later, the snow halted and we slowly made our way home. Until today, I'd not told anybody that story, except for Debbie, who offered her sympathies in no way whatsoever.
I mean, that was intense.
Of course, snow isn't even the worst
Good
part of a
storytelling.
blizzard. The worst part about blizzards is the use of the word snowmageddon by American news anchors, but it's also the wind. Because something that I didn't tell you about today's poorly formatted weather alert is that it predicted that the wind would reach 45 miles per hour. Whether or not this was accurate doesn't matter, because once the winds exceed 25, your face begins to hate you.
That is
Between the
true.
snow, the wind,
I mean,
and
that
concern
is one thing we can not top, because I imagine we're so, like obviously tornadoes and stuff like that. In Jersey, we actually get rapid winds.
We're really windy because we're an island. That's why.
We actually had a tornado.
We did have a tornado.
Well, probably the first time in however many ridiculous years. Not that long
It's
ago.
the Jersey's. What do they call it? The highest or the fastest?
I can't remember.
The biggest tornado the British Isles has seen in about 80 years.
Yeah, something like that. Luckily, we were fine. So we do get some wind speeds in Jersey.
We do, and I think it's windy because we're
coast. Everything's coastal, isn't it? So that's
and
what
that in your face.
Oh. But it is freezing. But imagine that all that snow, low temperatures, and then the wind. Even how cold it would be. That must be horrible.
calls from my Aunt Cynthia, it's easy to forget the most exciting part, the degree to which the snow settles. And when I say most exciting part, I'm really paraphrasing my dog Arthur, who is under the mistaken belief that all of this is the greatest thing that has ever happened. What he doesn't know is that it's us humans who have to deal with the fallout, whether it's shoveling off the balcony over concerns it may collapse into the mudroom below. I've just realised that I've been dropping all of this snow onto our outdoor grill. Or remembering the exact location of ankle-breaking potholes that this adorable little created, or figuring out a plan for when all of this melts. Because something that I forgot to mention about the hard winter of 1881 is that, much like the trains, it came to a grinding halt. Spring very suddenly brought about warm temperatures, and the people most affected by the blizzards now had to contend with widespread flooding.
I
So I
suppose
just
there's a
hope
lot of
that
water
Sunday
there.
isn't
Yeah.
unseasonably warm, otherwise my basement might leak a little bit. I have good news and bad news.
The good news is my basement's fine.
The bad news is my basement is fine because it is minus 9 degrees Fahrenheit outside. For context, that's 9 degrees more frigid than London's coldest ever temperature.
Yeah,
In
that's
Chicago, this is known as
disgusting.
an annual tradition. And that brings me on to my own annual tradition, which is to tell my audience that despite everything, I'm going to embrace winter this year. Well, that ends today. No more toxic positivity, no more, isn't snow fun? I've had it. Instead, I'm going to embrace misery. Cold, hard misery. Thanks for
The
watching.
good British way.
No, I'm being told we can't finish with that. Back to Lawrence in the audio booth. Thanks, Lawrence. Now, January might be the Satan of calendar months, but if those who experienced the hard winter of 1881 were still alive today, it would be a miracle because nobody lives that long. But if they were, they'd probably marvel at how far we've come in weather preparedness, and how we in the 21st century take for granted electricity and heating systems because we've never known anything different.
Yeah,
And
they
how
are
the
big
American
then.
office should have finished after Michael left. I mean, that's got nothing to do with this, but they would think that. Anyway, for the first time in as many days, I'm sitting here in my basement hiding from sub-zero temperatures. If you are doing the same thing or happen to be impacted by the big freeze, I raise an invisible glass to you and hope that we get through this the way that grown humans should, by just being sensible and wearing a coat. Thank you again to my
Wearing a
patrons who
coat.
never got to see me on this week's
definitely wear a coat.
Definitely.
Helps wrap
Maybe
up
a
warm.
scarf as well and some gloves.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully you legends are all sound. Hopefully it's not too bad where you are. If it is, like I say, wrap up, get the heating on. I know times are hard, but get that heating on if you can.
Or blankets.
Or blankets. Stay as warm as possible. A good video.
Yeah, it was a good video. Always a good mood, isn't he? He's
Always
in a
a
good mood.
good laugh. Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. What's your video?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.